Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Manasa, Assistant Professor from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So we are discussing about the gender analysis tools. So as a part of the previous study, let us continue today. What are the tools that are required for the gender analysis and also do the gender analysis matrix. So we have already discussed that gender analysis is based on different frameworks. So these are all different frameworks like Harvard framework and Caroline Master, Caroline Levy. So that is gender roles and frameworks, triple roles framework, web of institutionalization framework, and the gender analysis matrix. So that is GAM, equality and empowerment framework. So etc. So the capacities and vulnerabilities framework, as well as the people oriented planning, that is called POP framework, social relation framework, that is SRF. So what is this Harvard framework? So that gives information of gender roles and a framework. So it will help the planners design efficient projects which improves the visibility of women in a targeted area. So it has again, so each framework has some tools. So based on that, the analysis is carried out. So the tool one is socio-economic activity profile. So based on the activity that they perform in the socially or economic way, the what based on the what type of the activity that has been performed by the specific gender of the people. So it includes who does what. So what kind of people are doing what, and when they are doing, where they are doing, and for how long time, place, again the area, and what is the role. So based on the gender roles, so based on all these the factors, this tool one is their activity profile is carried out. So we have discussed this already in the previous class. Just for a small look up, so we can do so based on the activities. So one is what productive or the livelihood activities that can be any agricultural work, income generation work, can be employment or other type of the work. So activity profile based on what the gender tools can be women and time. So you know that the gender analysis matrix has men and women and some time. So what are the resources, culture, everything. So now we have taken one activity. So based on which gender is doing and the time, at what time they are doing. So if you can see that the agriculture is mainly based on the male, and then income generation are male, and then mostly employment is means carried out by the men. Though that means many of the men go for the employment, and they are seasonal. So the income generation can be seasonal, but employment is all the time they go. So for the reproductive activities, if you can see, reproductive means non-income gaining or non means they are not productive ones. So can be getting water, searching for the fuel, as well as food, and taking care of the kids or the child, and health caring, as well as cleaning and repairing and market everything. So all household kind of things are the things work that is useful for our survival, but not which is not giving any kind of income to you. So it is mainly by 90% is by the women. So almost all nearly they will spend nearly 2 to 3 hours for doing these. So for searching for the fuel, they go for the taking into the forest maybe for 2 hours, and for some places they may not have the proper availability of the water. So for that they have to go to some distances and they collect the water. So as well as for child care, so that is unknowingly it is the complete day or the it is more time taking, but so some time you spend for that. So all these are non-productive work or reproductive work that has been mainly carried out by the women. And next tool comes is access and control. So here, so based on the resources as well as chances, that is the choice as well as resources, what kind of access you have towards any um, particular resources. So for example, what does this tool contains, who has access to the resources. So it talks about this particular resource, whether it is given same chance to the both the genders or not. For example, if you can take land, equipment, capital, etc. So, as we can see with respect to the land, so land has access to use this land resource is by mainly by the men. So men will go for some field work of the land. So they are the holders, means so they have the authorities on the land. So here the women do not have the access, means they are allowed to work, but the landlords they cannot be at some particular places. So who has access to the benefits? So who are getting the benefits? So though all are working, who is the beneficiary here? So example for education or health services or the political power. So that kind of specific known work. See, for example, at some places the girls are not allowed to go for higher education. So the beneficial is who? Men who goes for the higher work and get educated so that they will get the good jobs and then they settle well. So that is the access benefit we say. And who has control over resources and benefits? So who is controlling that resources and who is having the benefits. So all these are spoken in the tool 2, that is access and the control profile. So if you can see the matrix of analysis matrix, so based on the tool to access and the control profile. So the assets and resources, if we can see, asset can be anything like land, equipment, as in the form of cash or the education or the training or any type of other assets or the resources can be there. So for land, so though they have access, see here, the access can be there for male and women, male or female, that is women and men. So here also equipment, see what are the, like for example, for carrying out the cutting of the tree, you want what kind of equipment, some kind of axe and all. So both can be operated, or some small missions, or for cutting the crop and all, for example, I'm saying. So that can be accessed by the both the genders, but the control is who, under whom? So though the woman is working under that land, the landlord will be men. So this is the control, means the property belonging to that person. So the, if we can see with respect to cash, so we all know that this society always says the men have the control over the money, though this system is being changed nowadays, but the general terminology we are talking about and education. So mainly men have the access to go for the higher education as well as for the training, and they are the control of over all these. So benefits, so who will get the benefits here? So income is one of the benefit, and education. So benefits upon education, that can be some job, or based on the education how you are improved. Health and water user group as political power and other ways. So the income access is benefits who are getting here with respect to money, only men, and they have control also. Education is mainly for the men, and then control also for the men. But the word health can be for both women and men, but the control is under over the men only. So water user group, then so that the one who is going for getting that water is women, but the control over men. And political power, mainly in politics women has the access as well as the control. Then coming to the tool 3, what is that? Influencing factors. So we have seen what are the access and control, and then what are the influencing factors. So when you do some gender analysis, you have to consider all these facts. So first one is socio-economic facts. So like who you are doing, what time, and where, when, and which place at what time. So these are all the first factors. Then second one is access and the control. Who has access over what? And what is the control? So what are the resources given to you? What is the access? How much to limit you are allowed to access that? Then third factor is influencing factor. So when some person goes for the analysis, gender analysis, you have to count all these. So based on these tools, you do the analysis. So this third factor is used to identify the factors that determine the gender differences. So either it can be by political, economical, as well as the cultural ways, and based on the community norms and the social hierarchies, and the training as well as education, and also attitude of community towards external development workers. So how the community is responding to a particular gender. So this person has to do on that means the particular work has to be assigned to the only men or women. So that's what decided by the community people. And past and present influences. So how the past things are influencing the present. So and present things also influencing the society. So these are all influencing factors. As well as with respect to this, what are the opportunities as well as loops, constraints of these factors? So let this tool 3 discuss about all these. Then once you have all these factors into your set, then activity profile is what? Who does what? So it is based on the gender analysis projects. So how they will do is activity profile. So in that, what is that? Who does what you are finding out. And then the second one is access and control profile. So this is tool 2. So who has what? And then analysis of the factors and the trends. This is the tool 3. So it gives about the socio-economical as well as political factors. Then after analyzing all these, the program cycle analysis that you do, what gender considerations are needed in a project design and implementation. So first of all, what you do is you analyze all those factors and get some knowledge. So based on that, you design a program analysis that what gender consideration, why they are needed, and how they are going to analyze for the project, and how you can implement based on that analysis. So what happens is, so upon getting the information based on the tools, you analyze, you produce some articulation matrix based on this gender analysis. So that is called the gender analysis matrix. So we have previously also discussed about the gender analysis matrix. So let us little be in continuous with the previous things, that what is this gender analysis matrix is about. The tool that uses participatory methodology to facilitate the definition and analysis of any gender issues by the community that are affected by them. So this gender analysis matrix, this tool uses participatory methodology so as to facilitate the definition and analyze what gender each gender is facing, what they have issues by the community, and how they are affected by them. And using gender analysis matrix, you will provide a unique articulation of issues, as well as develop a gender analysis capacity from the grassroots level up. So this, based on this analysis, you get what kind of the issues are present in a specific community. Then how can you increase that capacity so as to from the grassroots. So what are the factors that are facing the uh, that are being the reasons for the non-development? So let us go to that and then make solve that problem and then use for the gender and equality of the analysis implementation. All the requisite knowledge for the gender analysis exists among the people who lives whose lives are the subjects of the analysis. So this gender analysis matrix is what? So based on the one person's life, means how they are living, what factors are influenced by them, how community is treating them, what he is doing, what chances he has, what kind of resources he is enabled to get. So all this one person's lifestyle. So based on all his life style or the way he lives, so that is given by the that becomes the subject for this gender analysis. The gender analysis does not require any technical expertise for those outside the community being analyzed, except as the facilitator. So for the one to be as a gender analysis means the analyzer or the person who do this. So first of all, he should be in the community, and so if someone comes out of the um, community, then they only can be called as the facilitators. So first, someone has to look over all that. So from where this community has been developed and what are the things happening. So first of all, you be in the community, and then no, and you should not be partial to the any one of the gender. So you should stand someone like you are not going to support any of the gender, but you should know what are the things that is happening inside the community. The gender analysis cannot be transformative unless the analysis done by the people being analyzed. Once they will analyze, then only they can give the output. So it should be like the person must be analyze first, analyze what is happening in the society. So these are the gender analysis categories. So we have already discussed that units of analysis we have. One is labor, one is time, and the other is can be community, as well as the culture. And then the here it can be community or resources and the culture, I think. So here the level of analysis, that is stakeholders. So what are the first is men, then women, and then community. So all these comes under this gender analysis matrix. So we have already discussed how to do this gender analysis matrix, about to where to put a question mark, where to put a positive sign, and where to put a negative sign. So if someone says the time is being like for example the labor work is mainly done by the men, so here I give the positive value, and women also will do. So when comes to the time, so it can be less for the women and can be for more for the men. So if you don't know with respect to culture, then you will put the question mark. So with respect to women, which culture is doing what work, if you don't know, they put the question mark. So this is how do you do the gender analysis matrix. So we have already discussed this, and with respect to each perspective, how the analysis is done, the sample gender analysis matrix, let us discuss. So here we have taken livelihood, activities, roles and relations, as well as assets. So the second factor is assets and capabilities, power and decision making, that means access and the control, needs, priorities, and institutions, mechanism and governance. So these are the four factors that you have taken. So based on that, what are the analysis things that we have to do? So for the livelihood, what activities they do to get the livelihood survival, and where they will do, when they will do. So these are all the questions. Assets, capabilities. So what assets are the capabilities or the opportunities they have? So first of all, you have to always get what, why, and where. So what assets are the capabilities they have, and what are the different vulnerabilities, and what are their different coping mechanisms. So this is what they get. And then power and decision making. What the decision making do men and women participate in? So who will take the decision? Who is the decision maker there? That means the power and the control. And what is the decision making they control? So who will take the decision? What constraints they face? So these are the factors. So coming to the needs and priorities, what are the women needs are the priorities that they have, and what are their aspirations for the future. So this comes under needs and priorities, institutions of mechanism and governance. So if it is organized, it is under the governance or the some institutions. So for example, how markets work differently for men and women. So if it is under the control of some institution or that, then who will control that? Do governance take into the account when women concerns? So with respect to women concern, governance is any that way means is they giving some allowances or priority to the women, or is it the same for all? So these factors are the um, key factors for analyzing the gender matrix analysis. So these are the references that I have followed, and thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.